Okay, part 2 on automation. In this video, we're going to verify the things that we needed to do for automation on private or public cloud. As you can see, just as a recap, I have an environment in Amazon, and I have domain controller, and I launched a CentOS instance, pretty much. The instance has been running for the time that I've been doing the video here. So the idea is that, automatically you can join AD, join the right zone with Centrify, and join a computer role automatically. And if need be, if you're tired of the image, you can just clean up, right? So the first thing, in this image, I have the Centrify agent AD info. It's going to show me that it's not joined to any domain. The only package that I have is actually the base agent. There's no need to have anything else. So simplicity here. I have a bunch of scripts here that I added. So the two things that I need are the key tab of the account that I created that has, the least access principles for adding to AD, to the zone, and the newly thing that we added to add to groups. I need a carry5.com file of a working system, and all I need is my script. So just to show you, remember that I told you in the previous video that I needed to change the name. This is what I did. If I show you the code here, all I'm doing is setting up my domain name, and based on the data that is provided through the REST APIs of Amazon, I'm getting my instance ID, which I'm concatenating to AWS, and then all I'm doing is a lot of CentOS stuff. That's it. But you need to do it for all systems when they are built. The rest is just some of the stuff that we did in the previous video, like so this one, all it does, using the KRV5 does a kinit, then it's gonna do adjoin -z, and then all the stuff that people are familiar with, but no -u, right? Because adjoin is Kerberized, and this is where Centrify shows so much maturity based on all their competition, so years ahead of the competition. Well, I'm calling adedit just to do one simple thing, to add the newly added computer to a group, and then I'm flushing the cache and cleaning the tickets. The next script is a cleanup script, and what it does, again, the same thing. It does obtain a TGT using that key tab, uses adleave, which is Kerberized, and then cleans up. That's it. So I much rather explain to you what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm going to make this very rudimentary scripts available. I'm not a bash guy. I'm not a adedit guy. All you need to have is the will and Google. So let's take it for a ride. So the first one is going to be to join the machine, Centrify-build, and we're going to monitor it over here. So once it joins, I should be able to see the computer object show up here. Oh, there you go, pretty fast. If I look at the at the properties of the machine, notice that it's running CentOS 6.5 and Centrify 5.21. If I go in the zone here and I do a refresh, I should be able to do Attest who has the rights to go in. Notice that both Bart and Marge Simpson have access, and I can even attest with a report, who has access to what. Okay, in here it tells me right away, you know, who's the user, right? What kind of access do they have, PAM access, what kind of privilege commands do they have, and what AD group gave them those rights. And also, what is the context, right? Whereas with March gets the rights on all servers in the zone, Bart only gets it in web servers. Next would be to log in. I mean, you know, duplicate session, Bart first. Notice that group policies are working. I see the AD password prompt. If I do -do -L, it should show me the rights that he has. It looks like he can edit the Apache file. I don't even know if Apache is installed, so let's go ahead and try. We may miserably fail. So -do and then paste. Oh, it's not there. So let's do it with March. I guess probably I should have, as part of my build, added Apache server, but you know, duplicated Marge Simpson. So let's do a DZ-info on this one. Log in all, run any command as root. Let's see. AD flush can only be run by root. So let's take a look. Right. So that proves that our automation worked. So what about cleanup? So because we're dealing with private cloud and public cloud, the lifetime of virtual machines is not the same. So what we want to make sure is that we have proper cleanup. We don't want to leave we don't want to delete the computer object, because that's going to leave stuff behind. So what we could do is this. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a snapshot. So let's snapshot this report here, so we know who had access as of before. So let's take a snapshot. Now let's do a cleanup. So it was going to be cleanup. So all it does, obtains the TGT, leaves the domain, and removes the computer object. If I look in here, the computer object's gone. If I look in here, computer object's gone. If I generate the report again, for example, there's nobody. There's no computers. I mean, there's no computers in the zone. If I compare it with what I had before, notice what happened from before. Anyway, so I'm hoping that this helps. Rather than showing you, hey, you know, I launched this thing and it worked right away, I'd much rather break it down. It's gonna work for longer videos, but I'm pretty sure that if you really needed to solve this problem, you would look it up until the end. Have a great week.